Welcome back to Autism at Home, brought to you by us at Early Autism Project Malaysia through our non-profit initiative, The Hope Project. You're here again today with me, Joshabeth Isaacs. Alright, well now we are coming to the end of our series, and this lesson is all about wiping clean after using the toilet, and we'll try to cover both peeing and pooping. This step is important not only for personal hygiene, but also for overall independence and safeguarding, especially as our children will grow to become teenagers and young adults, and so on. So now a few things to consider for cleaning after using the toilet. Firstly, there's going to be a difference in how this is done for boys and for girls. Secondly, what are the family's preferences and cultural values? This varies from home to home, community to community. When it comes to cleaning after urinating, some families have religious practices that require washing with water a certain way, while other families may prefer just to wipe due to personal hygiene, and lastly, some may feel it's totally unnecessary. Then when it comes to cleaning after bowel movements, some cultures are fine with just wiping with toilet paper, while other families practice washing with a bidet. And so discussing, confirming, and finalizing the preferred way to clean up after using the toilet is really important before starting to teach your child. And of course, most importantly, what will be most successful for your child? Cleaning ourselves after using the toilet does require quite a bit of both fine motor and gross motor coordination, and may be quite challenging for some kiddos to do so. So do remember this when selecting the cleaning routine for your child. Now, how can this skill be taught? When it comes to cleaning after peeing, this is pretty straightforward, as it's just wiping with the toilet paper. And of course, for boys, this is even easier, as it's just to wipe clean. But for girls, they need to wipe in a certain direction for hygiene reasons. So depending on how much understanding your child has, some prerequisites include motor skills of being able to tear toilet paper, fold it, wipe clean from the front to the back. This also requires some understanding on prepositions, or at least the motion of front to back, and you could just make that a rule. Then in terms of materials to prepare, and you probably read my mind, yes, a social story, as you need to communicate to your child the expectations. And so with a social story, you can use pictures to explain the different steps. You could also make a video model using a baby doll to show how the baby doll takes the tissue and then wipes from the front to the back. Next would be a visual schedule. This will be important as there are specific steps to this wiping clean routine. Firstly, you gotta take the tissue paper, you gotta fold it, then you gotta wipe, then you gotta throw the tissue into the toilet, and so on. And of course, as usual, you need a strong reward. Then when it comes to wiping clean after a poo, you need some additional materials. You will need 2 balloons and perhaps even a baby doll which has a plastic bottom and some pasty type of substance such as peanut butter or chocolate spread like a hazelnut spread like Nutella. And if you're frowning, wondering what in the world am I talking about, well, we need to try to simulate the wiping clean after a poo and essentially teach a child not only the routine but also the actual skill of wiping clean something, which will then progress to their own bottom. And so in terms of rolling out the practice, this is already lesson 6 of this series. And so we are assuming that you have already started and possibly completed the other steps, which essentially means that your child is peeing and or pooping in the toilet. And so similar to building the association of taking a toilet packs before entering the toilet to build that initiation piece, we want to also have cleaning up as part of the routine. And this can just be part of the routine and prompted throughout. Then when you get to the more formal part of teaching the step, as usual, you will read the social story first and then you'll say, let's practice. Refer to the cleaning up visual schedule. You can then follow each step. But in terms of the difficulty levels, you can start the practices by just wiping the doll first. Remember again, if it's a girl, to always do this from front to the back. Or if it needs to be broken down further, you could even just start with wiping clean the table, as this is an easier step for their gross motor movements and is focusing on just wiping clean something, then folding and wiping again and repeating till their tissue actually has no more substance or poo-poo kind of material. This then can move on to wiping clean the bottom of a baby doll. Then this progresses to the 2 balloons as seen in this short clip, but also it's kind of viral on social media. Then of course this progresses to cleaning the child's own bottom. Oh, you did get that this will be taught proactively, right? Meaning it will actually become a program that is taught at the table rather than in context of the actual poo-poo time. And we're teaching firstly the routine as well as the actual skill of motor coordination. Wiping clean, folding the tissue, wiping clean, folding the tissue till their tissue has no more poo-poo. Well, there you go. Now it's your turn. Firstly, identify your child's gross motor abilities and if this is a realistic expectation for your child. Secondly, prepare the materials. And last but not least, start to practice. But do remember that while you have your scheduled routine practice during your therapy sessions, when your kiddo does start to go to the toilet, remember to start the routine of cleaning from the very beginning. Well, that's it for wiping clean after toileting. Do join us in our next lesson on washing clean after toileting or using the bidet. Thank you very much for your support, and with the amount of interest we have received online, we have actually started providing online services and currently work with clients in other states of Malaysia, New Zealand, Philippines, Singapore, Switzerland, Indonesia, China and Brunei. Do get in touch with us for more information by scanning this QR code. And if you haven't already, do check out our online resource platform, Autism at Home, which has all the lesson videos, corresponding articles and downloadables available for you for free. Stay updated through our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. Do click on the subscribe and follow buttons to get more information. Thank you for watching and we will see you soon.